camera on my man Randy in the ring. Let me tell you people something. If Tommy Rich wants to come out here and talk about me being a Yankee, Randy, show him what you think of these plastic cowboys around here. Show him. Get the camera on Randy. Go ahead. Hey, show him. That's it. That's it. Yeah. See, that's what we think. That's it. That's it. That's it. See, that's what the Midnight Express and Paulie Dangerously think of these two new cowboys out here. These plastic cowboys, they know nothing about country. They think Johnny Cash is a pay toilet. I'm tough.
I hope. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Tell you, next time I tell you to stay out of my business, I'm gonna beat your brains out, okay?
You want to accept my...
Get your hand out of my face. I've been told.
You dug your own grave, Tommy Rich. You dug your own grave. That surprise can be your worst nightmare, man. You dug your own grave.
All right, we've got a match coming up in the ring, and Rhubarb, if you'll do the ring announcements, we've got one of our two main events of the night coming up now in the ring.
Introducing at 234 pounds from Atlanta, Georgia, Tommy Wildfire Rich, and his opponent at 232 pounds from Pensacola, Florida, Randy Rose.
Well, this should be a main event, as we said. It could be a main event in any arena in the country. In the AWA right now, this would sell out in Minneapolis and Los Angeles, and we've got it right here in Marietta, Georgia. Tommy Wildfire Rich taking on one half of the World Tag Team Champions, Randy Rose, and Paul E. Dangerously is at ringside, and that makes it double dangerous for Tommy Rich.
Tommy Wildfire Rich has always been, I guess, a favorite for many, many years in the state of Georgia, Joe, and
that's right.
He looks like he is hot tonight.
And he has got Randy Rose in a headlock right now, and as you can see right there on your camera, here goes Rose throwing Tommy off into the ropes. Tommy comes off of the shoulder block, goes for another one. Randy Rose goes down, tries. Now there's that press. Oh, he went over just a little bit too far. But you know, Rhubarb, that is that world-famous Luthez press that Tommy uses so well. Now, Paul E. Dangerously at this point asking for a timeout, which of course he cannot get. There is no such thing as a timeout in pro wrestling. But Paul E. is trying. You know, I've always wondered about that telephone that Paul E. carries. It seems that everywhere I see him, he's got that telephone, and he's in communication with somebody, and we never know who.
He's never without that phone, Joe. He's
no,
never without
he's
that
been known
telephone.
to use that telephone for more than just making phone calls, too, you know?
Yes.
Rhubarb, the crowd here at Miss Kitty's, looks like they're really enjoying it. We've got almost a capacity crowd for our first taping here of Southern Championship Wrestling from Georgia, and they are seeing some great matches so far. And in this one, Tommy Rich now working on the arm of Randy Rose. Paul E. Dangerously does not look real happy at ringside.
Joe, I'll tell you what, in the weeks to come here at Miss Kitty's, it's going to be standing room only. I can tell you that right now.
Well, we want to be sure and invite everybody out for the TV tapings, and a little bit later on, we'll be giving you the date of our next TV taping here at Miss Kitty's. You know, Miss Kitty's is located on Franklin Road. Oh, Dapper Dan in there trying to break these two men up. But it looks like Tommy Rich is going to do the job all by himself. Look at him standing there just daring Randy Rose to come. But you got to give Rose credit. He's not backing down an inch.
Not one iota. Not one iota.
Tommy now with a headlock with Randy Rose down on the mat. You know, they've got some great concerts coming up here in the future at Miss Kitty's, along with great wrestling action. There is a suplex with Randy Rose, and he brought Tommy down right on the back of his head. Tommy, it looks like he's hurt. Paul E. telling Randy to pour it on, pour it on. Here comes a big body slam. Now Randy's going to go to the rope. You know, this is a move that he's used. He's going to come off down right on the chest of Tommy Rich. Tommy kicks out, though. He's able to get out in time and stop that 3 count. Rhubarb, we're going to be talking about some of the concerts coming up to Miss Kitty's in the near future. Now look at this, the referee being distracted, and now Paul E. Dangerously is holding Tommy Rich and choking him. Tommy trying to pull Paul E. over. He's pulling him up to the ring, and he's got himself, but now here comes Randy from behind. And wouldn't you know it, Paul E. telling the referee to keep Tommy away from him. Oh, there is that clothesline that has done so much damage to opponents across the AWA. Oh, and almost a 3 count. I don't know how Tommy Rich got out of that one.
Tommy Wildfire Rich is just, I don't know, what a well-conditioned athlete. I've had him on our radio show a couple of times, and he's such a great wrestler, such a great athlete. Of course, Randy Rose is in great condition.
Oh, look at this, head-to-head. The two men come off the ropes, and they hit head-to-head. They're both out. Dapper Dan, our referee, is going to have to hold the count. He's up to a 3 count now. There's a 4 count, and one of these two men are going to have to get up, or this match is going to be called. Rhubarb, I don't know if they're going to make it. Hey, wait a minute. Here, Randy comes up now, and he's got Tommy. Tommy reverses it. Randy goes into the corner, comes off. Oh, that reverse atomic drop, and that has got to hurt.
That's got to be very, very agonizing there, Joe. Tommy is wrenching in pain, and Randy just keeps pouring the punishment on.
Well, you know what? This is one of the times that I can see a real difference that Paul E. Dangerously is making. You'll notice he's advising Randy Rose from ringside, and I honestly believe that a couple of the times here tonight so far, Randy has been able to outmaneuver Tommy because of Paul E. Dangerously yelling instructions to him, and that's what's happening right now. Big elbow to Tommy Wildfire Rich, and some of the fans are yelling for Randy Rose, and there's a fan down in ringside yelling, "Put the fire out, put the fire out." Randy Rose now putting the boots to Tommy Rich. Dapper Dan getting in there trying to break these two men up. Rose has Rich in the corner and is working over. The past couple of minutes, the matches belong, Drew Barb, all to Tommy Rich.
The punishment that Randy Rose just keeps.
Now the crowd is picking up the chant of Tommy, 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 and Tommy Wildfire Rich. There comes Tommy Rich with an elbow. There's another big elbow from Tommy Rich. Tommy Rich is down. And I tell you, if Tommy doesn't start something here, I'm afraid he's not going to be able to pull this one out. And here he comes. There comes a blow to the midsection, and now one to the head of Randy Rose. And there's that Tommy Rich elbow. This may be the comeback we've been looking for. He puts him over the top all the way. Now, wait a minute. Who is this? Paulie Dangerously is on the phone. Who is Paulie Dangerously talking? He's got a sleeper hold on him. Paul E. Dangerously is on the phone. In the ring, Randy Rose is in a sleeper hold. And Tommy Wildfire Rich looks like... Wait a minute, Rhubarb, that's Austin Idol. That's his former partner. That's Austin Idol in the ring. That's Tommy Rich. Oh! That's Tommy Rich's former partner. They were Southern Tag Team Champions, and now they're using that phone of Paul E. Dangerously on Tommy. I can't believe Austin Idol. I cannot believe a man who is Tommy Rich's partner. And now look at this. Look at this. We're going to have to get things under control here. We're going to have to... They run that phone right into the face. We're going to have to get things under control. Let's go to a commercial break, and we're going to have to get Bill Drum on some people to come out here and take care of this. We'll go to a commercial. We'll be back in just a minute.
California to reestablish my dominance of the sport of professional wrestling, to show the world how truly great the Bronx Barbarian is. That's right, I am here to bring the World Championship right back here, pal, where I decided to make my home after I moved out of the Bronx.
Now, who is the opponent that you're looking most forward to having your next match with?
It don't matter, pal, because all my matches end the same way, with my hand being raised in victory and my opponents being carried out on a stretcher.
I know that you're well known as a bodybuilder. What do you do to keep this shape like this?
Well, I'm going to tell you something. When I was a kid, I fooled around with bodybuilding to show you what a really, truly great athlete I am. I won world titles. I won national titles. But that's all behind me. I ain't interested in that. You want to know how I train for these bouts? I go to bars. I get drunk. I get into fights. That's how I get into shape for these matches, pal. I mean, you were looking at a street fighter right here, pal.
It's not a very impressive sight. What a great job by referee Dave Goble. I just wanted to make mention of this. The man right in there tight, Tony, checking the holds to make sure there's no illegal. Definitely one of the best referees in the business today, Dave Goble. The referee job is always very hard because when both opponents are in the ring, it's very hard to keep anything in order sometimes, unless he sees it.
The Tulip and the White Dragon right now. Oh, and a vicious knee that lands right into the midsection of the Tulip. Send him up, Tony. He's trying to bend that back to touch the back of his heels or something. The surfboard, if you will.
I don't think the back bends that way, does it?
Well, it's not supposed to bend that far back. I mean, a lot of versatility in the back. That's why the vertebrae are supposed to move, but more frontwards than backwards. Oh, a duck under by Ferrasi. Here it comes. Bang! Oh, and a shot. That's the kick we were talking about, Tony.
I think the broken ribs completely.
It's all over. Very impressive win here for the White Dragon on the WFWA. All right, wrestling fans, Joe Aiello back here, and you talk about some of the top names in professional wrestling. They're right here in the WFWA, and even some of the top newcomers. One that comes to mind, a master ninja by the name of the White Dragon. We had a chance to talk to him.
I am the White Dragon. I have come to the WFWA. I have shown you what I'm capable of doing. Anybody that wants to sign, anybody, I'm willing to step into the squared circle. And I'll defeat you 1, 2, 3, right in the middle of the ring. I've got big guns. I can do it. I'm totally capable.
Here I am in this secluded area in the middle of nowhere, where I seem to have found martial arts expert Rick Ferrasi in action, training for the big match coming up at the Winnipeg Arena August the 27th. I'm going to try and get his attention. I know he's training very hard. Chris Markoff on his mind as he works out to his intensity. And wrestling fans, if I could just try and get a few words with Rick Ferrasi, martial arts expert, about this upcoming match. I'm sorry to disturb you, Rick. Yeah. Mosquitoes out here and dragonflies and everything. How can you put up with this?
That's being one with nature. Markoff, I'm training really, really hard for this, because I know what you're capable of doing. You came into the ring and you give me a shot. All the wrestling fans saw it. You had no business doing it. Now I'm coming for you. I don't care how much you pay judges or referees or anything like that. It doesn't matter. I'm coming after you, and you alone. Nothing's going to stop me, because I'm going to win, and that's how it's going to go down.
It wasn't right, Rick. You were putting on your first theatrical martial arts demonstration, and all of a sudden, out of the blue, Chris Markoff coming out. August the 27th, wrestling fans, I cannot stress strongly enough to get those tickets. Run, don't walk. Winnipeg Arena, August 27th. Don't miss it.